Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to debate the motion of thanks, the President's address. But before I do so, let me start with rendering my maiden speech. Madam Speaker, I would like to give glory to the Almighty God for having granted me an opportunity to serve the people of Chinsali for the second time. Madam Speaker, allow me to express my profound gratitude to the former head of state, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and the Patriotic Front leadership, starting from the Secretariat to the constituent officials in Chinsali, for having accorded me an opportunity to stand as a member of parliament on the PF ticket for the second time, and for the support that was rendered to me during the campaign period. In the same, Madam Speaker, in the same vein, allow me to thank the electorate of the Chinsali constituents for the strong support that they rendered me during the campaigns, which made me retain the seat as Member of Parliament for Chinsali, which is commonly known as Sakwitonta Ukushumaruanga, the top soil.
Meaning?
It's just a name. Furthermore, I wish to thank my family, friends, and the Chinsali Development Foundation for the support that they offered me before, during, and after the elections. It is my desire, Madam Speaker, to thank the members of the clergy, the Chinsali Pastors Fellowship, for the spiritual support that they have always given me. Let me also pay tribute to all the chiefs in Chinsali, including the late Chief Funkula, who passed away recently. May his soul rest in peace. Chief Unkweto, Chief Mubanga, sub-chiefs, and all headmen for the moral support that they offered me during the campaigns. Madam Speaker, allow me to thank the members of my campaign team that were led by Mr. Oliver Mlenga for the good job that they did during the campaign period. Madam Speaker, during my first tenure of office as a Member of Parliament for Chinsali from 2016 to 2021, we implemented the following notable projects: upgrading of the 16.3 kilometers of selected township roads that pass in Mishishi, Chinunda, Mayadi, FTC, Kangwansuluka, location, Kavuta, and Chandamari compound to bituminous standard. So today, when Mr. Chirima in location wants to go to Chinsali Township, he walks on a tarmac road. The second one, construction and operationalization of 10 communication network towers. Construction of the new Chinsali General Hospital. Construction and operationalization of 4 rural health posts from the 650 health posts project. Construction and operationalization of Nambuluma Police Clinic. Construction of Nashinga Clinic using CDF. This clinic is waiting for the construction of a staff house and toilets for us to open it. Completion of the construction of Muchinga Police Division Office Block, a ZNBC studio, and construction of an office block for ZRA. And also the construction of the NAPSA office block, among others. Madam Speaker, development is an ongoing process. Even though we have scored success in the areas I am from mentioning, Chinsali is still an underdeveloped district. And the people of Chinsali are yearning for more development. Some of the developmental needs that the people of Chinsali will be looking up to the UPND government to be implemented include completion of the Chinsali Water Reticulation Project so that Mr. Cheba in rural compound, Mr. Rodwatch Pasha in location compound, residents in FTC area and Muriangolo, among other areas of Chinsali, can have access to clean and safe water. Completion of the rehabilitation of the Chinsali to Muliansolo Road so that Father Kasolo, Mr. Kenda, Bashchanda Ken, Katkist Kalova, and other road users should not be taking more than 2 hours and 30 minutes for the stretch that can only take 45 minutes if the road was in good shape. The construction of Mbesuma Bridge and Safwa Bridge, rehabilitation of the Kafwimbi to Mbesuma Road. These are some of the projects that we want the new government to work on. In addition to these, we want this government to complete the construction of the Chinsali bus station so that the buses that pass through Chinsali from the Copper Belt, Lusaka, and Nakonde can be dropping passengers in Chinsali Boma rather than the status quo where the passengers are dropped at Nambuluma Junction. The need to construct deep tanks in Chinsali so that Mr. Mosen Nkole Kasanta, Mr. Mtawale, Mukuka JM, and other livestock farmers can have where to dip animals to kill external parasites. The rehabilitation of the road that comes from the Chinsali post office to Nambuluma Turnoff to reduce the wear and tear of the vehicles for people in Chinsali. Construction of Chunga Bridge so that Mr. Clifford and Mr. Singwa, as well as other people from Chunga there, can be crossing easily when they want to go to Nakonde to do business. The rehabilitation of feeder roads, including the Choshitu Cheswa Road, Lubwa Tunashinga Road, Nkweto Tumwalule Road, Mundutu Sula Road, Mulilansolo to Kalisha Road, Lukotu Muvanga Road, Kawuta to Kawungo Road, and Chandamari to Kasomo Road. And also the completion of the construction of Paul Mushindo University, among other projects. Madam Speaker, the reason why the people of Chinsali re-elected me is because they saw the good work that I did in my last tenure of office, and also because they have trust and confidence that I will work for them. I wish to assure them that I will not betray their trust and confidence. I will speak on their behalf in this House through debating in a dispassionate manner. Madam Speaker, the youths of Zambia voted for Mr. Hichilema to become the 7th president of this great republic because they were promised jobs and free education from primary to university level. I will keep on reminding the members of the executive, the members on your right, to look into the plight of the youth until they provide meaningful employment to the youth, free education from primary to university level. And it will not just be quality education as we had it in the presidential speech. Because as far as I can analyze, there will be no quality education in Zambia from 2021 to 2026. Quality education disappeared the moment we merged the Ministry of Higher Education and the Ministry of General Education. I agree with what the previous debater said, Honorable Mpundu from Nkana. If the ministries were left the way they were, it could have been better. Why do I say so? Madam Speaker, Ministry of General Education was the biggest ministry before the merger, and it was the most widespread ministry, as you are guaranteed to find a teacher, even in the most remote place you can go, where you can't even find the police or a clinic, but you can find a school or a teacher there. And the primary schools, they face budgetary challenges. They face budgetary challenges which are evidenced by poor infrastructure, high pupil, teacher-to-pupil ratio, and also lack of textbooks and other challenges, which means that with the merging of the ministries, the focus that is supposed to be given to these challenges will be stretched.
Order.
Madam Speaker, allow me now to make a few comments on the motion of thanks. The speech that was delivered by the President to this House, Madam Speaker, was characterized by lack of coherence and clarity. Madam Speaker, for example, on page 27 of the speech, it is indicated that to enhance the competitiveness of our local enterprises, the UPND government will reduce the transaction costs of doing business. But on page 24 of the same speech, Madam Speaker, you will see that the President contradicted himself when he said that to attract more investment in the electricity subsector, his administration will put in place cost-reflective tariffs. Madam Speaker, making the electricity tariffs cost-reflective implies that increasing the cost of electricity. Therefore, this is because currently the price of electricity is subsidized, Madam Speaker. So making the cost of electricity cost-reflective implies that removing the subsidies, which will leave the cost of electricity high. We are critical thinkers. We are able to analyze. We will continue to analyze and tell the Zambian people the truth that the cost of electricity, according to the speech, there is an implication that the cost of electricity is going to be increased. And as a result, there will be no reduction.
Honorable member who is debating, is that an assumption or a fact that the cost of doing cost of electricity will be increased?
It's a fact, Madam Speaker, because the cost of electricity at the moment is subsidized. So when they remove the subsidies, then the cost of electricity will go up, and there will be no transaction. There will be an increase in the transaction cost of doing business for the Zambians and local SMEs. Madam Speaker, on page 11 of the presidential speech, the President informed us that his administration will increase the access of quality education. But like I was debating...
Point of order.
There is a point of order that has been raised.
Madam Speaker, in this House, there's a rule that you have to be factual and relevant to the matter on the table.
Which
Madam
standing
Speaker,
order, honorable member, has been breached?
Well, I haven't got the standing orders, but that is the practice. Madam Speaker,
the rules of the House is that when a point of order is raised, the member raising the point of order should state the order, the law, the privilege, or procedure that has been breached before the point of order is raised. So may the honorable member who is raising a point of order state which standing order has been breached.
Question.
Yeah. In our standing order, I think it is 65, says you have to be factual. Madam Speaker, I was in the Energy Committee in the previous Parliament. The cost for electricity in Zambia, the report for the cost, had not been established in Zambia to say this is the cost for electricity. The regulatory body had not presented. And up to the close of the time, these people did not bring that report. The member who is speaking, he is saying that by saying that reducing the electricity, that means the way he has put it, the issue there is that he's misleading the country because the report is not there.
Serious procedure, Madam Speaker.
Can we finish? We can have only one person standing.
No, it's a point of procedure. The honourable member on the floor has not delivered his maiden speech, and so is irregularly on the floor.
May the honourable
I seek your serious guidance, Madam Speaker.
Can we sit down, please? Can you take your seat? The point of procedure is allowed. Honourable members can only debate on the floor of the House after they have made their maiden speeches. Please, let's take note of that, and you Can we have some order as I'm making my ruling? So members of the House will note that members will not debate if they have not yet delivered their maiden speeches. So please, can we take note of that guidance and debate in accordance with the procedures and rules that we have established for ourselves? Thank you for that point of order. Can the honorable member on the floor continue?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was saying that on page 11 of his speech, the president informed us that this new administration will increase access to quality education. But as far as I can see, Madam Speaker, there will be no quality education that the president is going to increase access to. This is because with the merger of the ministry, Madam Speaker, we risk the budgetary allocation to be consumed, okay, by the universities and colleges, which consume a higher amount of money compared to secondary schools and also the primary schools. In addition to this, Madam Speaker, you will find that students in colleges and universities, they have a way of registering their grievances to the stakeholders or to the government when they are aggrieved through riots and protests. So this risks that when there is a thin resource, in situations where there is a thin resource, priority will be given to universities and colleges at the expense of that rural child in Kabanda, in Tongo, and Kamanachiti. Okay, so that rural child will have no quality education. Hence, there will be no quality education that the president can increase access to. Madam Speaker, this speech was not coherent, and also it didn't provide clarity like I stated. Even when the president said he's going to provide quality education, the president never stated how. How will this be done? He never stated whether he's going to employ more teachers. He never stated whether he's going to build more classroom blocks. He never stated whether he's going to buy more textbooks or build more computer laboratories. Madam Speaker, on page 57 of the speech, the president said, "Let the rivers and waters of peace and unity wash away all forms of violence from our land." Madam Speaker, this to me sounds more like a prayer than a roadmap. What we need, it is a roadmap. Why do I say so? We know very well that UPND and its members, they were very violent in the recent elections.
No,
To an extent where they murdered our provincial chairman for Northwestern Province.
Order, honorable member. Are you saying that is a matter of fact that the members of the European...
They killed Congo, Madam Speaker.
May I make my order, please? The matter that you are discussing is before a court, competent jurisdiction. So it has not yet been determined as to who murdered that person. So please, as we debate, can we stick to facts, not to mislead the members of the public who are listening to this debate? Please stick to facts as you debate. Continue.
It is known very well, Madam Speaker, that during the elections, there were a lot of violence that was exacerbated by a certain political party, which I will not mention. And they killed the provincial chairman for PF for Northwestern Province. Okay. Yet the president
I rise on a point of
couldn't
order.
come.
A point of
There is
order.
a point of order that has been raised. Honorable Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the point of order is made pursuant to Standing Order number 65 on relevance. And in addition, Madam Speaker, you have ruled on the very issue that the honorable member continues to debate. And therefore, I rise on that point of order in respect of that continued debate, which is contrary to the clear guidance given by Madam Speaker. May I have your ruling on that point of order? Thank you.
The honorable member that was debating is definitely out of order. Please, can you debate as guided and stick to facts and refrain from discussing matters that are before competent courts of law? The orders, the standing orders are very clear on what should be contained in a speech. Please continue, but you comply with the ruling of the chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What I'm trying to say is that I find it difficult to commend this speech, Madam Speaker, because the president failed to come out strongly to denounce violence. That is my point, as exhibited by members of a political party who recently went in Mwinilunga to the gravesite of the relatives for the former IG, Mr. Kanganja, where they vandalized the tombstones. That is not supposed to be acceptable. That should not be acceptable, and it should be condemned by all well-meaning Zambians, including the president. But he failed to denounce violence in this speech. So I have difficulties in commending this speech. Madam Speaker, on page 50 of the speech, the president made a commitment that his administration would politicize appointments and promotions and improve leadership and management competences. Madam Speaker, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, depoliticize means to remove something or someone to have no political connections. Madam Speaker, when we look at most of the appointments that the president has made, you will agree with me that he is not practicing what he is preaching. What do I mean? There is nothing wrong with the president appointing anyone from UPND or from wherever he wants, as long as he thinks that person can add value to his administration. Why? Because it is his prerogative. However, when the president knows very well that he is appointing people who are politically inclined to the UPND, he should not come to this house and mislead these honorable members here and the nation that he will not do it, when in the actual sense, he is doing it. That is the point I'm trying to deliver, Madam Speaker. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I support this motion of thanks unwillingly, Madam Speaker. I thank you.
Thank you.